हरे हरे राम
हरे
राम
कृष्ण
राम
कृष्ण
राम हरे हरे।
कृष्ण हरे हरे हरे
जय
राम
श्री
हरे
कृष्ण चैतन्य
राम
प्रभु
हरे
नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
हरे
श्रीवासादि
कृष्ण
गौर भक्त
कृष्ण
वृंदा।
कृष्ण हरे
जय श्री कृष्ण
हरे
चैतन्य
राम
प्रभु
हरे
नित्यानंद श्री
राम
अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
हरे
जय श्री कृष्ण
कृष्ण
चैतन्य प्रभु
कृष्ण
नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
हरे
श्रीवासादि
राम
गौर
हरे
भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna day devotees. Today is Friday. It is the 21st of November. It is Keshava Masa, Margasesha Masa, Krishna Paksham, and also Padjimi Tithi. But there are no Vaishnava events in the calendar. So we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya Muni speaking to Vidura. So there are three shlokas describing about the lineage of Srimad Bhagavatam. He was mentioning from the Sankarshana to the four Kumaras and four Kumaras to Sankhya Muni and Sankhya Muni to the Parashara Muni and Brihaspati and from Parashara Muni to Maitreya. So likewise Maitreya and Vyasadeva they both learned from Parashara Muni. Now Maitreya is speaking to Vidura. And also whenever they are learning from Sankhya Muni, Parashara and Brihaspati and Buddhava was also a disciple of Brihaspati. He has learned from Brihaspati. And again, Buddhava is also one of the authorities in the Srimad Bhagavatam lineage. Okay, so here Maitreya Muni further he is saying that I have received this knowledge from my Guru Maharaj, the Parashara Muni. He is Pravachamakyam Saddayaluhu Rukto Dayaluhu. He is so compassionate. And he spoke Munihi Pulastena Purana Madhyam, and by the instruction of Pulastya Muni, uh, and then Parashara Muni spoke this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Puranam Adyam, it is foremost Purana. Soham tada, Soham tava etad katayami vatsa. So myself also, I will speak this Bhagavatam Katha unto you, O Vijara, Vatsa. Shraddhalave Nityam Anurataya. You are Shraddhalave and you are so faithful follower. Nityam Anurataya, you follow Nityam Anurataya. Okay, likewise, he spoke the lineage and then what he is going to say. Now, from today onwards, Maitreya Muni started speaking about the pastime of the Lord, how the universe has emanated from. So, at the beginning of the inundation, whenever all the planetary systems are submerged in the waters, Garbhodaka waters, at that time, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, lying in the water in his Yoga Nidra and lying on the Adishesha. At that time, his eyes were half closed, not completely. It is in the Yoga Nidra. And during that time, he was enjoying with his internal potency. Enjoying that is not, but he is without any contact with the material energy at all. Okay, likewise, starting from beginning of the Garbhodaksa Vishnu, likewise Maitreya Muni is speaking. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 8 and verse number 10. उदाप्लुतं विश्वम् इदं तदासीत् यन्निद्रया अमीलितदृग्न्यमीलयत् अहीन्द्रतल्पे अतिशयान एकः पृथक्क्षणः स्वात्मरतो निरीहः उदाप्लुतं विश्वम् इदं तदासीत्. Buddha aplutam. Aplutam is submerged in. In the Buddha is the water. What is submerged in the water? Vishwam, the three words. Vishwam idam. So this tadasid. At that time, Asit, it is so remained when all the planet systems submerged in the water. Udaplutam Vishwam idam tadasit Yennidhraya, in which Nidhraya, in its slumber, Amilita Drug Nyamilayat, and Amilita Drug, his eyes were closed, Nyamilayat, and not completely closed, a little bit half closed. It is called Yoga Nidra. Yennidhraya Amilita Drug Nyamilayat. And a similar kind of particular shloka, even Sankarsana was also in a similar way. He was also like um, Unmelayantam Vibudodhayaya Prajakdutaksha Ambuja Koshamesham Unmelayantam Vibudodhayaya. Even Sankarsana was in such kind of eyes in the meditation, that is meditation. And here Lord is in the Yoga Nidra. Garbhodaksai Vishnu and also Ananta. Ananta Pratyak Druta Ambuja Koshamesham Unmelayantam Vibudodhayaya. So he was also a little bit opened his eyes to speak about Srimad Bhagavatam unto four Kumaras. Okay, on that Adishesha's Adishesha bed, Ahindra Talpe, Adishayana Ekaha. Ahindra is the Adishesha here. The great snake Ananta, Ahindra Talpe, Adishayana Ekaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is lying on the bed, on the Adishesha bed. Ekaha, alone. Ahindra Talpe, Adishayana Ekaha. Kritakshanaha swatmaratu nirihaha. Kritakshanaha is being engaged in atmaratau nirihaha. Atmaratau, enjoying in his internal potency. So he was being engaged in his internal potency, enjoying with his internal potency. Kritakshanaha atmaratau swatmaratau nirihaha. Nirihaha is without any part of the external energy. External energy is the Durga Devi. Internal energy is the Rama Devi, goddess of fortune. Okay, likewise, the Lord is alone. So when we see the Garbhodaka picture, so let me just share that one once again. It's the right context. Okay. So here in this Garbhodaka Vishnu, this is the Garbhodaka ocean where the Lord is. All the 14 planetary systems, they are situated in the stem of the lotus flower. And the stem, that lotus flower comes from a lotus, from a pond, a lake. That lake is the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And all the planet systems situated within that stem of it. And we cannot even Lord is present, it is not possible for us to see it. And even we wanted to see it, we can't even see a 0.00 so many percentage of the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu at all. We cannot see it because he is so big. Okay, this is Lord is lying on the Adishesha bed. Udaplutam Vishum idam tadasit yennidhraya amilidhr nyamilayat ahindratalpi adishayanayakaha swatmarato nirihaha. Okay, so this and the translation for this verse. At the time when the three worlds were submerged in water, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu was alone, lying on his bedstead, the great snake Ananta. And although he appeared to be in slumber in his own internal potency, free from the action of the external energy, his eyes were not completely closed. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is only one line. Anyone would like to read it?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Raslita Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. The Lord is eternally enjoying transcendental bliss by his internal potency, whereas the external potency is suspended during the time of the dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So here, so Karunadaksai Vishnu and then Garbhodakasai Vishnu. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Wherever the Lord is lying in the water, he is always with his internal potency. He with the Ramaya. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha Sadanandam Paratparaha Atma Ramasi Tasyasti Prakritya na samagamaha. Prakritya na samagamaha. The Lord will never come in contact with the Prakriti or the Durga Devi. But at the same time, he is not separated from the Prakriti. But by his time factor, he associates with the Prakriti. His glance is always on the Rama Devi. And here Durga Devi is a Chaya. Chayev yasi bhunan vibhatti Durga. She is the shadow energy of the Lord. His glance is always with the Rama Devi. So here it is mentioned in the Sri Brahma Samhita, Maya Aramamanasya na viyogastaya saha atmana ramaya reme tektakalam sisrukshaya. Maya Aramamanasya. The Lord will never come in contact with the Maya. Maya Aramamanasya. He will never enjoy with Maya. Navyogaha tayasaha. At the same time, there is no, at the same time, that connection is not completely cut off. Navyogaha tayasaha. Navyogaha. Not completely cut off that relation. Atmana ramaya remi. The Lord is enjoying with his internal potency. Atmana ramaya remi by the Ramadevi. Remi, he enjoys Chakta kalam sisrukshaya by sending his the time Chakta kalam sisrukshaya for the sake of creation. He injects that his energy into Maya by the Lord's this is glancing on the Rama Devi, the shadow energy is Maya. At the same time, he is associating with the Maya by the time factor. Chakta kalam sisrukshaya. Niti hisa Rama Devi tad priya tad bhusham tada. And he always keeps Rama Devi in his control. Tad priya. She is very dear to Lord. That's why tad bhusham in his control. Tada. Okay, that is said in the Sri Brahma Samhita. So here, and whenever we see, also he is always enjoying with internal potency only. Premananda Mahananda Rasena Avhitam Hiyat Jyoti Rupena Manuna Kama Bijena Sangatam. That is described in the Sri Brahma Samhita in elaborated way. And here Prabhupada is describing that the Lord eternally enjoying transcendental bliss by his internal potency, Rama Devi, whereas the external potency is suspended during the time of dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. So again, it's one of these Ahindra Talpi Adishayanekaha. So he is always situated on the, whenever we see the Mahavishnu, so he is always on the Anantashesha bed. One of the Dhruva's prayers, it is also including Kalpantayet Dakilam Jatrena Gruhnan Sete Puman Swadrug Anantaha Tatanke Yennabhihindurha Kanchana Lokapadma Garbhe Jhuman Bhagavate Pranatosmi Tasmai. Oh, my dear Lord, I understand that you are the only person at the end of the millennium. Kalpanta yetid akilam jatarena gruhnan, keeping all the planet systems in your tummy. Jatarena gruhnan. Sete puman swadrug anantaha tatanke. You're lying on the bed of Anantashesha, very nicely, comfortably. Swadrug anantaha tatanke, in the anka of Ananta. Anantaha tatanke. Yadnabi Sinduruha Kanchana Lokapadma. Yadnabi Sinduruha Kanchana Lokapadma. And here in his novel there is a lake. Yadnabi Sindhu. Sindhu is the ocean. Sindhu Ruha Kanchana Lokapadma. And the lotus flower emanates from there, from his novel. Garbe Jhuman Bhagavate Pranatosmi Tasmai. Likewise, he offers his prayers, and where Lord Brahma also comes Brahmanamisham Kamalasnastam. He again, Arjuna also says when the Lord shows Vishwarupa form to Arjuna, he also mentions Arjuna prays that Pasyami Devam Savadeva Dehe Sarvam Sada Bhota Vishesha Sankhan Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastam. So he also mentions Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastam, and he sees that form as well. And every day we also, some devotees, one of the Shantakaram Bhujagasayanam Padmanabham Suresham. So that one, most of the devotees, they sing Shantakaram Bhujagasayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrusham Meghavarna Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Janagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayabharam Sarvalokaikanadam. This is Garbhodakasa Vishnu. Again, Purusha Sukta, there are different kinds of shlokas. Everything is glorifying the Lord with his internal potencies. Yes, that is Maitreya Muni is mentioning that in the beginning of the creation, the Lord is alone, situated on the Ananta Shesha. Udaplutum Vishwam Idam Tadasid Yennidhaya Amilit Drug Nemilayat Ahindra Telpi Adisayana Ekaha Pradachanaha Swatmaratu Nirihaha. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So that Garbhodaksai Vishnu here, situated here from his novel. This is Yatratmayoni Dishnakila Loka Padmam. Again, there are so many of verses coming, flowing through this, where Nabhram Bujada, Nabhradad Bujan, Nabhrada is the again version of his version situated in his novel. Again, one has to meditate whenever it is described in the 28th chapter of third canto. When the yogis are meditating, they have to meditate on the novel as well for some time, because Yatratma Yoni Dishinakira Loka Padbham, and where how we need to meditate. It is Ekaika Shanghana Dhyanubhavyet Padhad Yavadasitam Gadabrutaha. Jitam Jitam Sthanam Upoihe Dharyet Padam Padam Param Param Yadidihi Dihi Yatha Yada Sujjiti Dihi Yatha Yatha. So whenever we meditate from the lotus feet and then legs and then thighs and then navel. Again, whenever we are seeing the navel, again remembering all the from this navel there is big ocean, and there lotus flower comes, and from there Brahma comes. Brahma creates this within this lotus flower stem, all the 14 planetary systems. So again, this is the way meditation goes on. Yanna Bisinduraha Kanchana Lokapadmam. Yatratma Yoni Dishnakira Lokapadmam. So many things comes into picture. So here, when we think of a lotus feet, so many other pastimes. And his legs, so many pastimes. Janudvayam Jalajalojanaya Jananya Lakshmya Kilasya Suravanditaya Vidaduhu. Lakshmi Devi is worshipping. So Janudvaya Jalajalojanaya Jananya Lakshmya Kilasya Suravanditaya Vidhatuhu. Okay, likewise, and keeping Lord's lotus feet on the laps of Lakshmi Devi, she is massaging his legs, likewise, and glorifying the pastimes of the Lord. Okay, likewise, it is meditation keep going on. One has to Jhaye Chiram Bhagavataha Charanaravindam Chiraha Charanaravindam. For a long time, one has to meditate. That's why we got so many shlokas in the Srimad Bhagavatam glorifying each and every part and limb of the Lord. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Here Maitreya Muni is starting about the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Okay. Udaplutam Vishwam Idam Tadasid Yennidhraya Amiletru Gnamilayat Ahindra Telpi Adishayanayakaha Pradachanaha Swatmarato Nirihaha. Okay, we shall move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today letter to um, okay, there is not letter. So letter to Karandhara, January 1st, 1971, Surat. Can I request Saranya Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna. My dear Karandara, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated December 18th, 1970, redirected to me here in Surat. We have had a very successful preaching program during the last 2 weeks. Also in hand, I have your letter dated 26 November 1970, which is also acknowledged. The most important thing is that the money donated by Sai should be kept as I have directed you for some concrete project, specifically the construction of a large center here in India. So you please keep it intact and wait further instructions what to do with the $28,000. Otherwise, it is a bad policy to send good money after bad money, as in the matter of paying some past debits. That is not good business proposal. I am sure those debits will be liquidated in due course by other means, as I have suggested to you before, and you have also indicated that in some time hence the BTG debit will be cleared. I am I am very glad that you find the situation in Hawaii so congenial, and I know that Gaurasundara is doing his best there. The newly acquired property I have named as Advaita Bhavan, and it sounds very inviting place for me to do my translating work. I am so glad that Sai is also improving. He and his former followers are all good souls. So all of you should try to help them become become fixed up in the bona fide line of devotional service to Krishna. I'm also glad that you are continuing to send money into the Bhaktivedanta book fund deposit with the Jai Nippon. I am very eager to begin printing of new books, and the first thing is clearing our bills to date. So the matter of proceeds from distribution of books should be carefully done so that the returns may be immediately sent off to Dai Nippon. I have also written to Satsvarupa and Advaita that the plan for printing our Bhagavad Gita as it is in enlarged edition should go on as soon as possible. Regarding your proposal that the recommendation for initiation should be approved by GBC members, that is not a good idea. Such a recommendation is for the local president to make from first hand observation. I am glad that you have found all our West Coast temples to be going on nicely to the standard, and I am also very enthusiastic for you to continue opening more branches as far as possible. But the first thing is that the already established temples must be maintained, and second is that once a center is opened, it may not be closed down. That is very bad. So all consideration must be done very thoughtfully and carefully. Please continue to work with determination and great faith in Krishna and Guru and full cooperation of your good brothers and fellow members of the governing body. If you all keep to the standard practices of pure spiritual life, as I have humbly instructed you, there is no doubt that this Sankirtana movement of Lord Chaitanya will overtake all the earth and all the opposing parties will be cracked down to nothing. Please offer my blessing to all the good devotees in Los Angeles. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any take your points, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, this is a long letter. So it's all about like Prabhupada was mentioning Karandra Prabhu like how to manage the money. So basically Prabhupada wanted to utilize money to construct a new temple, and Prabhupada was mentioning the money that is like a huge money that we have, we can use it for constructing something new, and the debit that is for the all the back to Godhead, all that debits will be cleared in some other way. Like the money will come because we are like following the Krishna consciousness. So we are the property of Radharani. So there won't be any deficiency for money for sure. So Prabhupada was so sure about that, and that is what we are also observing. Like if we serve Krishna, Lakshmi will definitely like bless. So that is one thing. And Prabhupada was happy that the preaching program was like 2 weeks in India. The preaching program was going really well, and Prabhupada also wanted to that is maybe a Sai, maybe a new devotee. So Prabhupada was glad that he is improving. So Prabhupada was saying like they are all good souls. So if to come into contact with Krishna consciousness, or to come into contact with a devotee, that itself needs some good karma, or some good debit. Then only they can come in contact with someone, and to be able to listen from them, to be able to transform, and to be able to follow in spite of all the material like things and distractions and all. That requires a lot of mercy. Only mercy can guide, not our endeavor, nothing. Only gurus and Krishna's mercy can only support through the difficulties to follow something. So they are good souls. So they Prabhupada wanted to them to become fixed in bona fide devotional service. And Prabhupada was happy that they are sending money to the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, because book are the souls. Like book is Prabhupada lives in Prabhupada's book. So Prabhupada wanted that. And another important Prabhupada was saying is like it is important to open new centers, but it is more important to maintain the temple that is already established. And Prabhupada was saying that the centers that once opened should not be closed up, because it is not good. It is like a disfame for the community, like they are opening and closing. So it is, once it is open, uh, we should make sure that it is running properly. It should not be closed down. And another thing is like Prabhupada was saying, if you're following whatever instructions I have given to you, it is obvious that you will have the Guru's and Krishna's mercy. So if you continue work in coordination with all the God brothers, and if you follow what Prabhupada was instructed, definitely you will succeed. And slowly all the opposing parties will be cracked down to nothing. So that is Prabhupada's confidence, that is Prabhupada's like word. So it will definitely come true, provided if we follow all the instructions as Prabhupada wanted us to follow. So yes, Prabhu, this is what my takeaways are. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for kindly sharing those takeaway points and reading this letter. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Raslila Mataji, you wanted to add any comment? Any other devotees? Rajlakshmi Mataji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Only I think it is such a nice, wonderful letter, and also Saranya Mataji has covered all the points. I would like to add one more point with regards to the initiation. Prabhupada wanted to highlight, okay? So the local presidents of the respective centers should follow the devotees before the initiation decision has been made. I think this is the recommendation from the Prabhuji, maybe Kanadara Prabhuji. That's why, okay, he's mentioning, okay, that is a good idea with regards to that process. Apart from that, I think everything is quite, this is quite good letter. I think even in one of the previous letters, Prabhupada was mentioning, okay, continuing the centers consistently in a right practice way without closing. So I think in the earlier letter also, he stressed upon the same point, okay, once the center is open, please don't close down. And so that is quite a key point. Yeah. That's all, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Yes, that is one point. Once the temple is open, it should not be closed. The Prabhupada is also mentioning is about when there is a Guru and a Krishna. Continue to work with great determination, and a great faith in Krishna and Guru, and full cooperation of your God brothers and fellow members of the governing body. Then things will manifest automatically. And keep the standard practice of pure spiritual life as I have humbly instructed you. There is no doubt that the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya will overtake all earth, and all opposing parties will be cracked down to nothing. Okay, this is the topmost. Here, main thing is the following the standard principle of spiritual life. One must be always humble and meek, and then always chanting Hare Krishna, follow the regulative principles, never come in contact with the arguments, especially arguments or showing off kind of things. Calm, quiet, keep chanting Hare Krishna, associate with the devotees, and if there are some people like they often say things, something like that, do not worry about those things. Simply laugh and then smile, give a little smile, and then chant Hare Krishna. We should be showing compassionate to those people as well, knowing that they are under external energy of the Lord. Yasmin yada pushkarana bhamaya dhurantaya spruštadiyaha prudigrishyah kurvanti tatrihi anukampaye kurvam na sadhavo dayo balat kriti kramam. Devotees, they will never argue with other people. Simply show compassionate. Even the opposite people is angry, envious in different other ways. We don't take it into our heart. In our heart, only Krishna should be there. Okay? That whenever those standard practices of pure spiritual life is followed, then everything will manifest that we could see practically in our life. This is Sankirtan moment of Lord Chaitanya. It will overtake all the earth, and all opposing parties will be cracked down to nothing. Okay, that is my takeaway as well. Thank you, Mataji. And from the announcements point of view, so today we don't have our Sangha activities, and tomorrow morning we continue our Bhagavatam and Brahma Samhita, and tomorrow evening our Bhagavad Gita session. That's all from announcement side from me. And the devotees, if you have got any updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly do so. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण कॉन्शियस डे एवरीवन. हरे कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. जय